How's this? We got sound? Sorry about that. Figured we'd start a little bit early, just kind of, get people in here, maybe ask some questions, answer some shit. You know, perfect. All right. So tonight we're gonna go over that failed website that I tried building yesterday. Crazy, like I stayed up until probably 4 a.m. Just kind of troubleshooting it. I nuked the server, set it up again, no problem. Nuked it again, set it up without issues. I don't know what happened last night that gave us all those problems, but I got the site up, so that's a plus. I can kind of go through that real quick. Let me just. So this is a site I built. I built it for a talk that I was doing about, remote access Trojans. A few weeks ago. It's just a super basic, stupid WordPress site. Nothing crazy here. But it's perfect because it'll just give us like a great, place to dump, executables, and things of that nature that we want to, kind of demo. So, yeah, it should be pretty simple. It should be pretty fun. I'm gonna throw up the chat just for a bit, see if anybody's got any questions. And while I do that, I'm going to open up some pages for us because I think I need a couple of different things for tonight. First, I'm going to have to get into our router to open up some ports. So let's just kind of open that stuff up, get that ready to go. Cool. Simple enough. Any questions? Also, I don't really know kind of what we should be talking about after this. This was kind of just the first thing that came to mind because I just did a talk about this. I don't really know what people are interested in, what people want to know. I was thinking about maybe doing some, stuff with Wi-Fi hacking. Maybe, doing some handshakes. Demoing a Wi-Fi pineapple and what that can do. We could also build a Ponagachi live. I thought that might be kind of nice for handshake capturing, and then going through maybe doing some rainbow table, rainbow table password cracking, things of that nature. I don't really know. I'm just gonna kind of wing it, and hopefully you guys are interested. Who knows? I don't know. We'll figure it out live, I guess. Give it a couple more minutes, and then we can kind of get started. Anybody got any big plans for the weekend? I was thinking about maybe making a trip up to Canada for the weekend now that the restrictions are a little bit lifted. I went a few weeks back, and like that 14-day quarantine sucks, man. I mean, you're basically like stuck in a hotel doing nothing. You start missing like the breeze and shit. It's like so weird. Okay, yeah, for sure. We'll cover some C2 stuff. I just ordered the new Bash Bunny, so I haven't really played with the Bash Bunny before. I've got some USB rubber duckies and land turtles and shit like that, but that Bash Bunny seems pretty dope. So and it's C2 enabled, so I think that one will be pretty cool to kind of just go over and start playing with and see what we can do with it. All right, I guess we'll get started. So tonight, the stuff that we're going to be covering is really going to be super, super basic. I wanted to start with something that was all GUI based. I wanted to start with something that was Windows based, and kind of start dipping our toes into what we can do on a hacking side of things, building building stuff, and then also deploying things that are pre-built. And so on and so forth. So tonight we're going to go over this program called Remcos, or Remcos. I don't really know exactly how it's pronounced, but it's a free software that you can run. There's a paid version. I'm using the paid version just because I've got a license for it. So, software is from, I think, Breaking Security. Yeah, breakingsecurity.net. So if we go to software, this is kind of, like their little thing. It's not super expensive. I think it's like $50 for a month access. You can go all the way up to like 6 months, and then it's really weird. It's like this pay, subscription-based system. One of the things that this thing doesn't do that I really wish it would is obfuscate the installer. And I understand the reason why it's not doing that, because any, just basic obfuscation is going to be pretty easy to be picked up by any virus nowadays. But that is one thing that you're going to want to be aware of. And obfuscation is just really going over and, trying to change the code or encrypt the code in such a way that antiviruses and, tools like Windows Defender are not going to pick up the the package as malicious, right? So So yeah, so basically what we've got here is this is the app. Here it's going to show you connections. There's proxy servers if you've got proxy servers running. Um, Automated tasks if you want to um, add an automatic task like you know clear browser logins because you want to capture new keys, um, so on and so forth. Local settings is just the settings for this specific instance. This is one of the things that we will need to know because the port number we're going to have to open up inside our router, especially if we're talking about attacks that are not on our network. Um, they've got to find a way to get back to us. So, and we're going to kind of go over that, in just a few seconds. And then the agent builder is really where a lot of the bread and butter is. It's where you're going to build out the package to deploy. And so, I don't know if people need to know, but a RAT is just simply a toolkit that basically allows you to remotely control the machine, the computer or target in some kind of way, right? So it could be mouse and keyboard input. It could be remote code execution. It could be, strictly from a surveillance standpoint. So you're accessing the camera or the mic on the device to kind of figure out when people are home or not home. And so this kind of toolkit is going to really give us kind of a lot of power, especially when we're doing that initial set of like reconnaissance, right? Trying to figure out what the habits are for the user, maybe try and grab some passwords here or there. We're gonna it's gonna give us a lot of access to day-to-day activity, what they're doing, what they're typing, so that way we can really kind of make some decisions on how we're going to exploit this particular computer. First thing we have to do is we've got to open up a TCP port in our router. And another thing that's probably really beneficial to do is setting up like DIN DNS or a service like DIN DNS, especially if you're on a home like a home network. This is just a account that I just created for this particular purpose. This is basically going to constantly monitor the IP, like your physical IP address, and give you a way to start baking into these installers a way for these guys to phone home back to you, right? So if you're on standard home internet, IP addresses are dynamic. So normally anytime you restart the router or reboot the router, that IP address is going to change from the ISP, right? So at a very basic level, we've got to do this. Now, we probably should be doing some proxy servers or obfuscating the traffic back to us in some form or fashion. But I'm going to be honest with you, from the cases that I've been involved in, especially in places like Louisiana, state police doesn't really care about if somebody has remote access to the machine. They're really black and white in that all they care about is, if nefarious things were happening on that machine, who had physical possession of the machine at the time of attack. They will specifically not look into, access, like external access or remote access to the machine because it could potentially damage their case. At least that's what I've seen working as an expert witness on some cases involving you know, systems like this where there was a potential user that was infected by a rat, and that particular person was either storing data on their machine or transmitting data using their machine to other places. So that's just what I've seen. Might not always be the case, but and we can go into proxy servers and how to kind of hide your activity and the data getting back to you in some form or fashion in a later video. I just really wanted to go over what a remote access toolkit is, how to use it, and some of the ways that you can benefit from using it. So first thing I did was set up DNS. This is going to be a way for us to get back to ourselves. So here in this section, we're actually going to change this to this here, and then we're going to add the connection. And so this is going to be running on port 2404, right? So the other big piece of this is I now need to open a port on my firewall. Also, this is I'm being like really transparent with y'all guys. In regards to this network, the only thing that's on this network right now is this computer that I'm remoting into to kind of demo this, and the target machine. And then during live streams, I'm probably going to keep this internet connection up. After live streams, I'm going to take it down, but it'll provide us with a way to do some actual hacking on this box, and allow y'all guys to kind of hack the box real time, and we can kind of go over the hacks and stuff like that. So I'm just going to set up a port forwarding rule, Remcos 2404, and 2404, and then the IP address that we need for this is .130. So now that that's enabled, basically any traffic that goes to hackbreaks.broke-it.net is going to hit our, just cheap Linksys router that I bought from, I think, Walmart. And then that cheap Linksys router is going to forward those requests onto port, to 130, which will get back to this machine. And so now we can start building out this installer. So I'm just going to run through this. I call this video player. So I'm basically going to hide this as a video player. I want to do automatic elevation and disabling UAC, which I think is user access control. Is that correct? Pretty sure that's what that stands for. I'm going to protect the file and folder and the process. I'm going to hide the file, and I'm going to melt the original. So what this is going to do is once the file is installed on the target computer, the installer, it's going to remove the installer from the machine, that it's infected. Stealth is going to be, kind of how we hide it. So we're going to go invisible, and we're going to inject it into the default browser. This is just kind of setting up fail safes for us. That way, it makes it a lot more difficult for people to delete it. We're going to turn on keylogger. We're going to change this to video player. We're going to save it in the logs.dat file. I don't want to clear the cookies and stored logins, mainly because there's a tool inside the system that will actually go out and grab those passwords for us. I think in the free version that's turned off. So if you're using the free version, you may want to turn this on and the keylogger, so that way you can kind of grab those passwords as the user is typing them in. But essentially that's going to kind of be it for the keylogger settings. Surveillance, I'm not turning on surveillance here, mainly because I'm going to be actively attacking this machine. So this is a great system if you're trying to get insight into when the machine is in use, so on and so forth, so that way you can kind of understand when the machine's available for you to kind of take control of and do whatever you want to do with it. And then we're going to build it. The packer selection, you can compress it if you want. This is not going to obfuscate the installer for you. So again, you do have to do some obfuscation after the fact. Otherwise, Windows Defender is going to pick it up right off the bat. So it's really not going to be really beneficial for you without some form of obfuscation. I will get into obfuscation in a later video. I didn't want to do it here because I really wanted this video to really be all GUI based. So I didn't want to have to do anything that involved command line or using Kali or Parrot or anything like that. We will go over that stuff in a video in the very near future. I just didn't want to do that here. I think it's just a little bit too much and goes over too many people's heads. So we're going to build this guy out. We're going to just call it video player. We're going to save it. And then we're going to go, typically we'll go to our website. And one of the benefits of running this, so I've got this website. I built this website using a Mac box from this company called Mac Stadium. They have basically like $50 a month Mac Minis that you can rent out, or I think $60 if you throw it in Dublin, which is where mine is. It's really great because you've got full control of the box, right? So like a lot of the times people are asking if it's going to be recorded. Definitely I'm recording it, and I'm gonna send it to a editor to kind of just edit down, and we'll be posting this on YouTube. So if you don't catch the full thing here, no big deal. I'll definitely have a copy of it on YouTube in like the next few days. So I'm basically renting out a Mac Mini box. Basic Mac Mini is going to be perfect for this. Only thing I typically change is I run High Sierra, not Big Sur. I think that might have been the problem last night. It's the only thing that I changed. So I basically just throw this box up, install a tool called MAMP, and basically grab a fresh copy of WordPress and throw that up there. If y'all guys want to see like a real breakdown of how I did that, let me know. I'll definitely make a video on it. It's just not really hacking related, although it is kind of hacking adjacent because we utilize the box in certain ways. But other than that, this Mac Mini is real world facing. There is no firewall or router or anything in front of it, so everything is wide open on it. It may be beneficial if you're keeping this long term to throw a firewall in front of it. I typically just spin them up, use them for what I need to use them for, and then when I'm done, just kind of spin them down and build a new one after the fact. They're so easy to spin up. They take like High Sierra takes like about 40 minutes for basically. They have a script that'll automatically wipe the machine and install High Sierra onto it. If you go with Big Sur, it's like up almost immediately. So like within seconds, you get username and password, and you can VNC into the machine and start doing whatever you need to do with it. I use this because a lot of like hosting service providers won't let you upload exe files, and then they'll also limit the amount of or the size of the files that you can upload. So this is just a way for me to immediately get around all of that. I don't have to, go back and forth with the hosting provider and say, hey, I'm trying to do this, so on and so forth. I can set up a, domain using GoDaddy, and then I'm golden. So the only other thing that we would do here is we would basically install our video player file. I've already done that, so I'm not going to do it again, but it's as simple as just going adds, select the file and drop it in. WordPress, I do think by default prevents you from uploading exe files. I'm fairly confident. Yeah, I used file upload types, which is a plugin that basically just allows me to specify that exes are fine to upload, and you're off to the races. So once you've done that, you're good to go. You're ready to kind of infect. So I'm going to switch over. I've been on the Mac for this so far. I'm going to switch over to the target machine, and we'll go ahead and let's try and download this file and see if it works. Okay, so all right, so I'm just going to I'm sorry for okay, so I'm gonna go to hackbreaks.live. Let me just check one thing. My display settings. I feel like it's like super big. Okay, so we've got we're just gonna pretend that we're we're an end user. We say, hey, yeah, like this seems pretty dope. People are going to allow you to. I didn't obfuscate this file, obviously. We haven't gone over obfuscation, so it's not really going to obfuscate, and it's going to tell us that hey, it's probably a virus. Who knows? We'll see what Defender actually does when we try and open it. So essentially, we've gone to the website, we've downloaded the file. Let's just open it. We're gonna say, yeah, we're gonna run it anyways. Why not? We trust the website. Website's never lied to us before. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So if we go into the downloads folder, yeah, it's basically deleted the file itself. If we go into add or remove programs, this, by the way, is like just a stock Windows machine. Like I haven't done anything with it. I bought it offline, set it up, and immediately installed deep freeze on it. So it's just gonna wipe back to the way that I had it set up when I installed deep freeze to begin with. But if you look in here, if we go down to V, no V's, voice recorder, yeah. So voice recorder is there, but video player is not. It's kind of hiding itself from, uninstall And that's pretty much it for the end user's perspective. I could have wrapped this, and I probably will do an updated video once we get a little bit into like the the terminal and command line stuff. If I was going to obfuscate this, I would have probably wrapped it inside like a QuickTime player. So I'd have grabbed a QuickTime installer, and then gone in and kind of injected this into that QuickTime player. So I'm going to go back to our machine again, and if we go here, we've got a read address. Did I hold on one second? I have okay, perfect. So this is going to be our box, or this one of these. Okay, cool. Here we go. So inside here, we can do a lot of stuff. We can do screen capture, so we can see the screen. If we wanted to control the screen, we can. It keeps disconnecting on us. I probably should have hardwired this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to hardwire it real quick. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. So perfect. So yeah, so if I want to take control of the screen and do some Amazon shopping, I could. So this is nice. We can also, grab screenshots if, like, let's say we're watching them log into their bank or something like that. We could take a picture of it if we needed to. We can look at the programs that are installed. Doesn't look like anything because it's a fresh machine. We can do some reg editing if we really needed to. Remote code execution. We can just throw a command line window, and we can do like an IP config. Just kind of see what IP address this guy has. So on and so forth. That's pretty cool. We can set the wallpaper just to, like if we were on, like if I was on a deployment, this would probably be what I would do. I would just set the wallpaper to, show that I've got access to the machine. I can turn the camera on the machine, and interestingly enough, like when I do this, I'm gonna switch back to the Windows box just real quick. It doesn't actually show you anywhere on the machine that the webcam is running. So end user would have no idea that we're capturing the webcam. I can also do a microphone. So like from a surveillance standpoint, if I'm looking just for information on the comings and goings of who's in the house or in the building, where this computer's at, that's a perfect way to do that. I can look at the keylogger. So if I'm typing stuff in here, I can check that. Let's go keylogger. Let me just do some searching. Maybe I'll just go to like Facebook or something. On this computer. Okay, so if I wanted to just capture it real time, I could, or I can pull the offline keylogger and kind of see what was typed when. So this is basically telling me user went to Facebook. Looks like they tried logging in. They might have misspelled something. So this is not. They backspace because there was a space there. A real account at Gmail, and then I backspace a couple of times, fix the Gmail, whatever, and then the password that I put in was testpass. So I'm capturing all keystrokes on the machine. If I want to do real time, I can do it real time. By going here, new account at gmail.com. Oh crap, I didn't switch over. Sorry about that. Let me go back and do that one more time. So keylogger is here. If I want to do an offline, if I just want to pull what was done since the last time I connected to the machine, remember it's saving in this log file. So all I got to do is just grab the offline log, and I can see that the user went to Facebook. Again, it captures all keystrokes. So here in this case, I was trying to type not a real account at gmail.com. However, I misspelled some stuff. So it captures the backspaces for us, so we can kind of put it together. You can see that I tabbed over, so we're going to assume that this is a password, and we put in test pass. So I'm just going to try and log in real quick. What I want to do here is I want to get the browser to actually ask me to save the password, because one of the next things that I want to show here is inside surveillance. We've got browser history. That's great. We can see everywhere that it's gone. Super good info. But what's really cool is we've got this password recovery tool here, and if I can let's see, it hasn't saved anything yet. I might actually also, I don't actually have a Facebook, so I can't really get it to log in for us. So what I'm gonna do is I think that Chrome will actually prompt you to save the password even before it's verified that it is a good password. So I'm just gonna throw Chrome on this machine real quick. So we can actually demo the password recovery tool that's built in here. Sure, we'll let Google update. All right, now let's go to Facebook. Come on. I probably should have set up like a fake Facebook account, right? That'd probably been ideal here. Maybe we can create one real quick. Let's try it. We're just gonna call it hack breaks. Hack breaks at gmail.com. Oh, I wanted my email again. Say we were born in 2003 because it's just a random day. There we go, perfect. Okay, so now if we switch back over to here and we click recover passwords, you'll see right here, even though Facebook is HTTPS encrypted, so the traffic leaving is actually, encrypted in such a way that you can't really just grab the password. It's not clear text. What actually happens is that Chrome stores that file in a way that, we can just read clear text. So you can do this in Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Edge, Safari, Opera, so on and so forth. But there it is, right there. It's, hackbreaks@gmail.com, and then new password 1 exclamation point is the password. So like we can see that if we had email accounts, we can check the email accounts. This last section is not really useful anymore. Internet messaging, like there's just none anymore. if you're using internet messaging, please let me know, because I'd love to have like some nostalgia and just like, you know, instant message somebody that's not like Discord. Um, but yeah, so like this tool, super valuable if you can get on it. And again, everything in here is completely GUI based. So you don't need, you know, Linux. You don't need anything like that. Like you don't need to know command line or terminal or anything like that. Everything is just right there, ready for you to go. You can update it. You can uninstall it. There's a ton of stuff that you can do. If I'm actually doing an attack, what I typically will do is I'm going to throw this, you know, fun functions up. I'm going to throw up the webcam, and I'm going to throw up the mic. And then depending on if I want to do this via command line, if I know it, you know, I'll, you know, just grab a, you know, command line window, or if I am going to, let's say I don't know command line and I just want to, you know, just grab it from the screen. What I'll do is I'll turn on the camera. I will turn on the mic, and then I'm gonna have this like fun features option right here, just so that way if somebody does walk into the, you know, the room or whatever the case may be, I can quickly turn off the display of the computer, and then what I'll do is I'll go into here, I'll do like window manager, and then like let's say I was, you know, searching the web for whatever reason, I can go in here and terminate the process, so that way when the user goes back to their machine, they open it back up and they don't see, you know, any different, you know, they don't know that I was on there. This tool is like super handy, especially if you're just getting into this kind of stuff. You don't know a ton of command line. There are better, you know, systems if you know how, you know, to script and do a couple of other things. This one's really not the best, but for a starting, you know, system, somebody who's just starting, you know, down this, you know, hacking path, provides a lot of data for you in a very easy to manage way. So, and then hopefully if even if you're not into hacking, knowing that this kind of stuff is out there should help you understand what you need to be doing to kind of better secure your computers and stuff. So like one of the things that I do is I run Deep Freeze. It's like a $50 app. It's by Phoronix. So let me just like throw that up here in this Edge browser. Deep Freeze is cool because it basically freezes the state of the computer to the time in which you install the system. You can have thaw space, so you can still like download files and things of that nature, but the core operating system is frozen. So every time you reboot that machine, it's going to revert back to the state in which the machine was when it was originally frozen. And if you need to run updates or something like that, you can go ahead and unfreeze it. There's a password that you can do to kind of unfreeze it, and you know, run those updates. And then when you know, you can tell it how many times, you know, to boot what they call thawed, which is, you know, just like a standard computer. You can do updates and everything else. So like I'll typically do, you know, like boot once thawed, and then I'll do the installs and everything that I need to on the machine. And then when I you know, go ahead and reboot it, it's going to boot back in a frozen state, but with those updates that have already kind of, taken place. So, super, super neat, super, super great tool to use. Highly recommend them. It's like $50 a year, I think. But, from like just a testing and vetting standpoint, it's great. You can go and do all the malicious, testing that you want on a machine, and then just reboot it, and you're back to a clean state. One thing to be aware of, though, is if you are testing viruses and attacks and things of that nature, somebody's asking what are some of the other options. I will put together a great list of rats that do some a little bit more than Remcos does in the Discord. So I've basically got a section in the Discord that's like attack, defense, and exploits. These will go into the attack section. So I'll get a list together right after this, stream, and then we can kind of just go over those. And if you want me to demo any of those on stream, just let me know, and I can absolutely do that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Here, this is, it's Remcos. It's a great learning tool. Sorry, I got sidetracked. One of the things to be aware of is even though you're running deep freeze, it's not taking the antivirus systems offline. So you don't want to be testing, like malicious code on a machine with the antivirus on. There's a couple of great websites that you can go to test whether or not your malicious code will be picked up via various different antivirus tools, and I will also put that in the attack section of the Discord as well. There's a couple of them, I just can't think of them right off the top of my head. I can maybe check, but I'm gonna switch to the chatting section, and I'll answer any other questions that anybody has right now, and then I'm going to get some of that information that we were asking about. I think what I'm going to do next stream is, or in the next few streams, I want to do like ransomware, because with it being so prevalent right now, I think it'd be great to kind of demo how ransomware attacks work, build a ransomware attack, from scratch, and then kind of deploy it on this test machine that we've got here. I just need to look and kind of try and find some of the stuff that's not super command line heavy or terminal based just yet. I don't want to like gloss over people's heads. So I'll try and find some that are going to be slightly easier to use, and then we'll do it. We'll do a ransomware attack on this computer that's here, and see how it goes. See if the deep freeze actually prevents the attack from fully infecting the machine, so on and so forth. I think it'll be a really good tool to try. Also, I just want to offer to people that from here on out during the stream, as long as we're not utilizing the Windows box for whatever reason, we'll do like a a hack the box live on this actual machine. So I'll give you we'll start out with just the host name. So hackbreaks.broke-it.net. Let me just switch over to the screen real quick, so that way y'all can see it. This is going to be the, to get you to this, network. The only thing that'll be on the network from this point forward is going to be this Windows box. So we don't have to worry about, it affecting the stream directly or anything like that. It's a completely separate internet connection that's coming into the, to the office here. So like we're not having to worry about it affecting, anything real world. But yeah, like let's do some hackings, and I guess first person to hack, the box live will do like a $50 Amazon gift card or something, to them, and then, kind of go from there. So if you've got any exploits or any attacks that you want to try out, feel free to. I'll be streaming this weekend. We'll probably just do like maybe a little bit of Wi-Fi hacking or something like that. Or we'll just start with just handshake capturing, which is like the first piece of Wi-Fi hacking, because all of that stuff can be done in the GUI. You don't have to get in the command line to actually do it. So it'll be a great way to just kind of, start down that path. I know a lot of people are interested in the Wi-Fi hacking side of things. It can be a little convoluted. So luckily there are tools, out there that make it slightly easier. And I'm going to try and build I'm working with the guys at a website that basically builds out rainbow tables. And I'm trying to get some rainbow tables built out specifically for Wi-Fi hacking. And if we can do that, then great, we'll have it, like as a torrent or something that people can download. Right now, my current rainbow table drive is sitting at, let's see, I want to say 12 terabytes of rainbow tables. Let me go ahead and open it and see what we've got in here. Yeah, I'm sitting at 11.6 terabytes of rainbow tables. So they take up a lot of space, but they are extremely fast at cracking. So it allows you to kind of like prep, like the time, what takes the longest is building the tables. So you can kind of do that. That's a little bit GPU intensive, but I have a ton of GPUs. So doing that's actually really, really fast for me. I just need to get some more space. I think I got a 12 terabyte drive and it's pretty much full. But it's going to be great if we can get that out and available, because it'll cut down on like Wi-Fi hacking and stuff like that. So thanks a bunch for tuning in. I really appreciate it, guys. Once again, I'll probably be streaming either tomorrow. Maybe I'll do like I've got these like Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I've been wanting to unbox. So maybe I'll do like an unboxing stream tomorrow. That's just gonna be like, just card unboxings. But we can kind of chat there and and stuff. And then Saturday and Sunday we'll probably do some Wi-Fi hacking. Maybe do handshake capturing on one day, and then um, you know, uh, cracking the hash the second day. So thanks a bunch again. Um, oh, one of the people were asking if I do crypto mining. I do. I am currently mining, I think, like 1.3 ether a month with my current rig or rigs. Um, and we've got like a really good connection with some distributors. So like as cards become available, we got a uh, pretty close like to the front of the line shot of picking them up. So it's been super helpful. Hopefully, like I'm looking into some of the stuff that's happening in China, maybe getting some ASIC miners from there. But I mean, like travel's kind of stopped right now, so we'll see. Um, maybe I'll try and get into school there, and go take a class or two out there and pick up some miners while I'm out there. Who knows? We'll see. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you guys again, possibly tomorrow, definitely this weekend. Thanks a bunch. You guys have a great